Hello and welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Primetime English News with me, Suchitra Rajkumari. First, the headlines. Differences of opinions among multiple organizations hindering progress in Manipur, opines Pambay-led UNLF Acting Chairman Nongyai. Autopsy report reveals stab and bullet wounds on multiple body parts on 3 victims among 6 hostages from Jiribam brutally killed by Kuki militants. Chief Minister Biren appreciates Makhan villagers, says all set to take stringent action against poppy growers. Winter session of Parliament to commence tomorrow. Congress raises Manipur crisis in all political party meeting. And NPF Pungyar unit reveals all citizens to support movement against border fencing and scraping of free movement regime. With the rise in digital world, we extend our welcome and gratitude to our viewers for supporting the most trusted and first ever OTT platform, SKTV in Manipur, that can be watched globally. Now the news in a bit more detail. Acting Chairman of Pambay-led United National Liberation Front Manipur, UNLF Moirangthem Nongyai, today asserted that people are waiting for a true leader who can lead Manipur amidst the ongoing crisis. Moirangthem Nongyai said this while speaking in the 60th anniversary, which was organized by Central Headquarters of 2nd Brigade General Headquarters in Kakching, Kuno today. Speaking further, Nongyai maintained that Manipur, which excels in art and culture and which has over 2,000-year-old history, suffers from lack of capable leaders who can guide people during dark times. While commenting about multiple groups that operate in the state, Nongyai said differences among these myriad of organizations have not only created confusion to people, but have also failed in guiding the masses on the right direction. While highlighting the lack of plans and strategy among Meitei when defending against the atrocities of Kuki, who seem to be well organized and prepared, Nongyai stressed on the need for a true leader for the Meitei community. Speaking further about Pambay-led UNLF's agreement with Center, Nongyai said UNLF Pambay is not under suspension of operation. Rather, the group is on the process of peace talk through political dialogue. The acting chairman also strongly condemned the killing of innocent civilians in Jiribam district by Kuki militants while calling it as a war crime.
Leadership battle fight now. War is politics, politics is war. I go say. I go to Masjid concept. I'm not like there. I don't know what I'm doing. Masjid hello go to Masjid. My own Masjid. Right direction. I'm not. I go to Niam. I go to Pubong. I'm there. Sina what I'm doing. Niam say. Kali to go to get. I go say. Hang there. To be. I'm going to talk now. Kali no. Leadership is the winner. and I call it Amton Pujan as a Kena Bomapongo, Kena Legasonu, Adu Pujan Nava, Puna Tautom, Erasmus, the Pula Tautom, UNLF Apiri. Leva can Mahas is some objective Pamala, Pandam Mama is a Pandam Shida, Manabo Nakan to the Pula Tautom.
The proscribed Koireng-led United National Liberation Front UNLF marked its 60th anniversary at its general headquarters CHQ, with celebrations held across various units both inside and outside of Manipur. The press statement issued by Secretary of Publicity General Committee M. Shakhen stated that the main event took place at the central headquarters, where Chairman N.C. Koireng, officiating General Secretary M. Ibo Yaima, and Secretaries Y. Abo, Agriculture and Environment, and O. Chinkainganbi, Health and Family Welfare, were present. Secretary Organization KSH Yoy Haiba, Secretary Finance M. Munan, Military Affairs Committee Member K. Puyaning, and senior officers, staff officers, VCS and MPA, cadres, officers, NCOs, among others, of various departments, and members of the MPA attended the occasion. The event began with floral tributes and a 2-minute silence to honor those who had lost their lives in the revolutionary movement. The attendees paid the respects to the party's flag. The statement emphasized that the yearly journal was read out and speeches by the leaders highlighted the significance of the occasion. The UNLF expressed gratitude towards the people who have supported the group, emphasizing that their assistance has been crucial in helping the outfit make progress. The autopsy reports of 3 of the 6 Jiribam hostages, including 3 women and 3 minors who were killed by Kuki militants, revealed stab wounds and bullet wounds on multiple parts of the bodies. The autopsy reports of 2 women and 1 child have been completed. As per the report in India Today NE, 2.5-year-old Laishram Chinkainganba had received a bullet shot on his face and was stabbed in the chest and hand. Later, his left forearm was found broken. Multiple blunt and sharp instruments were used in the face, scalp, and interior chest wall before killing him. The minor's right eye was also reportedly missing. The autopsy report also revealed that Laishram Haitonbi, the 25-year-old woman, was shot 3 times in the back of her chest. A 4th bullet was shot at her buttocks. The bullet shots severed her heart, lungs, and ribs, leading to her death. Jiribam Rani, age 68, received 5 bullet wounds, 1 in the skull, 2 in the chest, 1 in the abdomen, and 1 in the arm. The autopsy reports of 8-month-old Laishram Lamnganba, 31-year-old Telem Thoibi, 8-year-old Telem Thajamanbi are still awaited. It may be mentioned that the bodies of the 6 persons belonging to Meitei community were abducted by Kuki-Zo militants from relief camp in Jiribam's Borobekra on November 11 and were found in Jiri River in Jiribam and Barak River in Assam's Kasar. The tragic incident of killing of women and children had created shock among people and resulted to widespread protest in the state. A day after villagers of Makhan village drew the attention of relevant authority towards poppy cultivation near their area by some Kuki groups and subsequent confrontation with armed poppy planters, Chief Minister N. Biren today lauded Liangmai villagers of Makhan village for taking strong stand against poppy cultivation in their village. Chief Minister N. Biren, through a post on X, acknowledged the efforts of Liangmai Naga and assured that agencies such as NCB, NAB, Central Security Forces, and State Police are on standby to take necessary actions against poppy cultivation and those involved in carrying out such illicit activities. Chief Minister N. Biren also urged people to come forward and join the movement of eliminating drugs from Manipur. It may be mentioned that a team comprising of Liangmai volunteers from Makhan village and a police team led by additional SP of Kangpokpi had gone for a drive against poppy planters, which were carried out by Kuki groups on land belonging to Makhan Liangmai Naga. The police team, along with Liangmai volunteers, were reportedly manhandled and threatened by armed poppy planters allegedly belonging to Kuki community. And following the incident, Makhan village authority has also demanded action from government against land encroachers and poppy planters, while also complaining on police personnel who reportedly failed to restrain these armed Kuki poppy planters. The customary all-party meet, which is convened by the government ahead of winter session of Parliament, saw Congress demanding a discussion on bribery charges against Adani Group, Manipur issue, severe pollution in North India, and rising train accidents in the country. Amid the demands of the opposition, the government asserted that business advisory committees of both houses will decide on matters to be discussed in the winter session and appealed all parties to ensure smooth functioning of the parliament. After the meeting, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju told reporters that the government appealed to all parties to ensure a smooth running of parliament. Responding to a question on opposition's demand for taking up the Adani issue, he said the respective business advisory committees of the houses will decide on matters to be discussed in the parliament with consent from Lok Sabha Speaker and Rajya Sabha Chairperson. The meeting was convened by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju. BJP President JP Nadda, Congress leaders Jairam Ramesh and Gaurav Gogoi, besides T. Shiva, Harsimrat Kaur Badal and Anupriya Patel attended the meet. The winter session of Parliament, beginning tomorrow, is scheduled to last till December 20. The government has listed 16 bills, including the WAFC Amendment Bill, for consideration in the session. NPF Pungyar Unit has appealed all citizens to support movement against the border fencing and scraping of free movement regime. In a statement issued by NPF Pungyar Unit, stated that Naga People's Front 43 Pungyar Assembly Constituency Unit converged at the public ground in Kamjong and staged a peaceful and democratic protest, holding placards and banners against the planned fencing along the artificial and imaginary Indo-Myanmar border and abolition of FMR in Naga ancestral territory by the Ministry of Home Affairs. The Pungyar unit vehemently opposed the proposed construction of barbed wire along the Indo-Myanmar border and scraping of the decades-old FMR without the prior consent of the Nagas, who would be severely affected by such divisive and segregated Berlin Wall-like. The NPF 43 Pungyar unit unequivocally deplored, decried, and derided the move of the government of India and made a passionate appeal to all citizens to support the movement against the planned border fencing and abolition of FMR. The state government has announced that normal classes will resume for all schools and colleges in the state from November 25 onwards. The statement issued has directed all concerned education officers to inform all concerned under its jurisdiction to take up necessary actions accordingly. It may be recalled that all schools and colleges had remained closed from November 20 till 23 due to tensions that flared in the state recently. Lok Sabha MP Bimol Akoijam has raised concerns over the imposition of internet bans, stating that such actions are a violation of democracy and infringement upon the rights of the people. Speaking to media at his residence at Kaisamthong before departing to Delhi for tomorrow's winter parliament session, the MP stressed the importance of addressing whether using minority status as a basis for demanding separate administration, coupled with violence against women and children, is justifiable. He emphasized that incorporating violence in a political demand should be addressed properly, while promising to raise the issue in the parliament session. The MP also maintained that the central government has a huge part in state government's failure.
Challenge violence sijanaba political project nena lawewe rajniti ma torokpaneba Manipur thugai ge na torokpa rajniti da hingsa sijanaba nen lawewe India gi politics tawriba India will lengak leba elite mayam gi makok ta yawba wakhalon ama leba atonba jati apikpa jati bu achobana namthat phire atonba singje chakthung fidung drena ngasi ngarang gi wanate chahi kun kunthra hena propagate tawraba sandok tana lakuna chusangraba wakhalon amaneba adugi reflection jine si party ta wemo ta khoina khangagu dawadi political oina torok poside political oina su thom ama changi politics am se hingsa season ko politics se expose to bam change akhoi state leader amna central leader su da kari ngangba ngamge sa madugi gatto madugi gatsu samai manung da trama kunda yawmo ngasi ko center na ga sanang amaga akhoi state ki interest represent tong ngam leader ama change machang thongna lepa ana mina phamu pham mina lepu lep to wi film to ise asi to da.
Supporters of Yaiskul constituency MLA and Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker T.H. Satyabrata today marched to the residence of the MLA, requesting him not to resign. Speaking in this regard, a supporter named Laimayum Nonimala has said resignation of MLA Satyabrata will result to various inconveniences to the people of the constituency, especially when addressing their grievances. While urging the MLA to not resign, Nonimala also demanded justice for victims in Jiribam and to arrest the culprits at the earliest.
Sarna pham thadok pagi decision le pache pham thadok pi bayaroi akhoi mayam ge apam gi matungina sar su adum tung koina inbiba akhoi mayam ga tanaraga adum tung koina thabak tongmina ba pami mapi mapa leitraba kendra mo oiraga kana gi mafam do khoina changaga waka charugani waka pham leitraba mapi mapa leitraba khunai habdo oibachu pamjade adu sargi pham thadok pache akhoi ta chengna hairaga di pamjade bihar pa thuba matam da puthok piduna dandi pibiyo nungai jade jiri gi thodok to ai gi da thoi di haiba leite sarna angamba thak to hona biraga kolongi thaba kolom no hona biu akhoi penda bagi sargi mafam do waka chaba lakpane haibani ngasi gi numisida.
A coalition of organizations including Yelhomi Puruk, Taragi Jaisu, Solidarity, Offered Unitedly for a Lustrated Society, Youth Collective Manipur, Nupi Union for Peace and Integrity, Manipur Students Association, Delhi and Manipur International Youth Center have submitted a memorandum to the United Nations demanding justice for the victims of Jakuradhor massacre. The memorandum stated that the Jakuradhor massacre committed by the Kuki militia is a flagrant violation of established norms of international humanitarian laws. The memorandum urges the United Nations and international human rights organizations to take swift action, holding the Indian government accountable for its failure to protect vulnerable civilians. Highlighting the ongoing violence and impunity enjoyed by Kuki militants, the memorandum condemns recent reimposition of Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) in the region, which the organization argue has only fueled further violence and instability. The memorandum demanded immediate arrest and punishment of Kuki militia involved in the Jakuradhor massacre of women and children under India's Geneva Conventions Act 1960 and relevant domestic criminal laws. Constitute an independent judicial inquiry commission on Jakuradhor massacre headed by not less than a retired Supreme Court judge, a UN special rapporteur be deputed to investigate the Jakuradhor massacre. The Women and Child Commission of India must visit the Jakuradhor and produce a white paper on Jakuradhor massacre as implicated under the provisions of POSCO Act of 2012. The National Human Rights Commission of India must also visit the Jakuradhor massacre site and ensure justice to the victims and repeal the globally condemned FUSPA. A press release expressed concern over rising incidents of crime against women and children in the state. In the press note, coordinator of WAD, Apun Saipu, further expressed dissatisfaction on security forces which have failed in preventing crime against women and children. While highlighting the importance of obeying norms of human rights, child rights and women rights, WAD drew the attention towards observance of International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls, which begins from November 30 till December 10. Struggling Women's Association SWA has stated that they submitted a complaint about crime against innocent women and children to National Human Rights Commission Delhi, Manipur Human Rights Commission Manipur, Manipur Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Manipur State Commission for Women, and National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Speaking at a press conference held at the office of IPSA at Kaisampat, SWA President T.H. Pramodini emphasized that the report was sent seeking immediate action against the perpetrators involved in killing of 6 innocent women and children from Jiribam. She expressed that the incident shows incompetency of the government in safeguarding women and children despite the presence of numerous central forces in the state. Pramodini further emphasized the need for womenfolk to learn self-defense martial arts, as both central and state government failed to ensure the safety of women and children during the conflict.
Nupi angang amadi miyoi bagi hakpu khonggoi nariba singbu yengsinbinanaba semkhiba commission oibana akoina commission singda boro bekragi thodok aduda yengsinbiduna asumba wayel phangnanaba gidamakta thodang lakhatpinanaba haidana akoina akoigi complaint se tawjabani paliba sarkar sina akoigi state government sina akoibu sungakpi bangamdre central forcing na sungakpi dre ngakpi bagi mohota atopa akoigi yeknaba singda manara kanda akoi lomdo ina lanta salakpagi mawung ama lakpasina maram oirakanda akoida mipaiba akiba noma gi akoigi sijallakpa dagi masa sirakpa mapuroiba sirakpa lau khawba satpa miji labuktaga hektaraga namathabaktaga nomaina palakanda akoigi sirakpa sigumba mayamsi kayang kuina akoi khangi dono habase akiba phawre e mipaiba phawre.
In a tragic news, an 11-year-old boy died yesterday after drowning at a local pond. According to reports, Konsam Chingkhainganba, son of Konsam Braja of Chingmairong Maninglaikai, was drowned at the locality pond around 3:15 p.m. yesterday. A team of Manipur Fire Service arrived at the scene immediately and searched the pond using motor boats. Later, he was sent to RIMS. However, the boy could not be saved. Meanwhile, a lifeless body was also found yesterday nearby CMO office of Senapati district. Local residents found the remains around 2:30 p.m. yesterday. Later, police sent the body to RIMS morgue for further investigation. Manipur police arrested 3 more individuals, including a juvenile, yesterday for their alleged involvement in the vandalism and arson targeting residences of MLAs on November 16, following a public outrage over the killing of 6 innocent civilians from Jiribam. Manipur police reported that they arrested 28-year-old Mutum Rojen alias Mangi Singh, 21-year-old Laishram Bijoy Maitai, and 20-year-old Jameson Thokchom alias Dhojo from Imphal West were arrested yesterday in connection to the incident. Manipur police also arrested 3 individuals, 28-year-old Mayanglambam Harrison Singh, 32-year-old Wahingbam Samson Singh, and 57-year-old Yengkhom Chandrasekhar Singh from Kakching on November 22nd. This brings the total number of arrests regarding the incident to 41. Now, Jawahar Novodaya Vidyalaya, Bishnupur, which is a part of Prime Minister's Schools for Rising School India, PM Shri, organized a one-day lecture cum demonstration of Wari Liba today at the Vidyalaya. The event was organized under PM Shri School Bagless Day program to promote renowned art form Wari Liba by incorporating the art form in the school's academic environment. At the program, fine arts teacher K. Nilakanta explained the topic modernization versus cultural conservation, while Guru Takhelambam Shyam Kanhai spoke on the topic social importance of Wari Liba art form. Guru Takhelambam Shyam Kanhai also demonstrated the art form by reciting a part of Mahabharata. The program was aimed at making the students aware about the scope and moral value of the art form. In a remarkable development on migratory bird studies, one of the two satellite-tagged Amur falcons from Manipur has reached Somalia-Kenya border in just 5 days and 17 hours after embarking on a non-stop journey from India. The male falcon, named G. Uluwan 2, named after a village in Tamenglong district, successfully crossed the Arabian Sea to arrive at its first stopover site in Somalia earlier this week. Confirming the arrival of Amur falcon in Africa, scientist of Wildlife Institute of India, Dr. Suresh Kumar, who has been monitoring the migratory route of the bird, said Jiuluan 2, who set out on its non-stop journey from Guhagar in Maharashtra's Ratnagiri district on November 17, reached Somalia on the evening of November 19. On the other hand, the female falcon, Guangram, another satellite-tagged bird, remained in Tamenglong district. It may be mentioned that Amur falcons, known as the world's longest traveling birds, are pigeon-sized raptors that undertake an annual migration covering approximately 20,000 kilometers. Protected under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, these birds spend their summers breeding in southeastern Russia and northeastern China before migrating to their wintering grounds in South Africa. Their return journey begins in April to May, traversing Afghanistan and East Asia. The proscribed Kangleipak Communist Party, Miyamgi Fingang Lanmi, KCP MFL, has expressed profound grief over the passing of Haikrujam Ibotombi Kuman, fondly known as Oza Inao, the former chairman of People's Revolutionary Party of Kangleipak, Pripak. In an official statement, the proscribed group honored his contributions, highlighting his leadership in numerous developmental initiatives for the group. They added that the deceased was a revolutionary leader dedicated to the well-being of the communities residing in Westia region. The group described him as a stoic person who only speaks when it is necessary and a leader who was always eager to help his followers. They further highlighted that the group will always remember the late leader's vision. The proscribed group urged to fulfill the aims and ambitions of the late leader. Southern Sporting Union SSU of Sinjamay Kapwa has offered condolence over the demise of former Vice President of SSU, late Sijogurumayum Indramani from Brahmapur Nahabam Bamon Lekai. The former Vice President has perished recently on November 18. In a press release, SSU organized a morning program today at around 10 a.m. where athletes and staffs of the union paid tribute to the deceased. They also added that the deceased spearheaded numerous activities for development of the union. They also offered condolence to the family of the former VP. Moving on to some national news. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and richest man in the world, has applauded India's election process on Saturday for its speed. In a post on his social media platform X, Musk compared India's quick count of 640 million votes for the by-election in Maharashtra and Jharkhand in one day to the ongoing vote counting in California for the US presidential election. He wrote, over 3 lakhs ballots remained uncounted in California after Donald Trump was announced as president-elect for a week. US election officials speculated that the counting will take another week for the state. In sports, we have JA Kakching, KFC Kakching and LYA Wangu registered win in their respective matches of the ongoing second 12-14 Boys Youth Football League 2024, which is being played at DSA Playground in Kakching. In the first match that was played today, JA Kakching defeated AKSA Kakching Kunau 3-1. In the second match, KFC Kakching beat SAO Kakching 3-1. On the other hand, LYA Wangu defeated YWU Kakching 2-0. The next matches will be played on December 1st. And now, the weather report. According to ICAR Regional Center Lamphelpat, state's maximum temperature was recorded at 24.5 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 13 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 96% in the morning and 49% in the evening. Manipur received 8.4 millimeters of rainfall in the past 24 hours. And now, before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Differences of opinions among multiple organizations hindering progress in Manipur, opines Pambay-led UNLF Acting Chairman Nongyai. Autopsy report reveals stab wounds and bullet wounds on multiple body parts on 3 victims among 6 hostages from Jiribam brutally killed by Kuki militants. Chief Minister N. Biren appreciates Amakhan villagers, says all set to take stringent action against poppy growers. Winter session of Parliament to commence tomorrow. Congress raises Manipur crisis in all political party meeting. And NPF Pungyar unit appeals all citizens to support movement against border fencing and scraping of free movement regime. And that is all the news that we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News, the first ever OTT platform in Manipur. Please visit SKTV website skyIC.in to download SKTV app. You can now access Google Play Store to download the app. SKTV iOS is also accessible on Apple App Store. For early access, use the QR code. The download link will also be pinned in all of our comment sections. Join us for real-time news updates, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive analysis of current affairs in Manipur. And have a good night.